Hi, Judy.
Good morning, Marcy.
So what was your reaction when you first heard about speed limits in the area being raised?
Well, I guess yet again stymied and not happy.
And not happy why?
Well, I guess safety is foremost in our minds, and I like the comment about our roads. We're kind of possessive about our community and all of the changes happening to it that seem to be outside of our control, and hence the launch and formation of the River Heights Residents Association.
What's your biggest concern with the increase in speed, given that I know I was reading other postings from people on Facebook? Linda Curtis wrote in and said she thought it's about time maybe a more general speed limit of 60 on streets like Corydon be put in place. Other people have written people are already going that speed anyway. So what would you say to that?
Well, I guess there's several points to that, which is it seems that people tend to drive over the speed limit anyways. Your report, I think, last Tuesday morning with a traffic engineer commented that the survival rate at 60 kilometers an hour with a pedestrian is 5%. Well, that's just unacceptable. In taking a look at the distance between Nathaniel and Kenaston, another resident said increasing that difference between 50 and 60 is only about 30 seconds different in terms of the time it takes to travel the distance. I'm thinking people should just leave their home a little earlier if they want to get somewhere a little faster.
Who's at risk, Judy, in your neighborhood from these potential changes?
Everybody's at risk. We're talking about children. We're talking about pets. We're talking about seniors. We're talking about mums with little kids in strollers. And I guess we have to wonder who's requesting this increase. And with all of the over-commercialization of our area, Kenaston, Polo Park South is just one aspect with IKEA opening up tomorrow. We have a lot of concerns happening right now.
How has that changed traffic from your bird's eye view in the neighborhood and what you're hearing from people already on streets like Grant and Corydon that feed into Kenaston?
Well, over the last couple of years that the construction has been underway, the rule of anything but Kenaston has applied, and people coming from downtown are cutting over to River Heights North, spilling into the side streets, using them as commuter streets to avoid Kenaston, which is unacceptable. And I feel so deeply bad for the people on Centennial because that's somehow turned into like a Grant, despite the speed bumps in there. People are just doing anything to avoid Kenaston. And then when there's a train on Waverly, the same rule kind of applies, anything but Waverly. And so all of the commuter traffic is spilling into South River Heights. So our community is really being squeezed, and we're dreading I guess with mixed emotions, the opening of IKEA tomorrow.
So in terms of, you mentioned Centennial and those large speed bumps that slow traffic,
They don't really slow traffic is my point.
That's what I was going to ask you. You don't see them as an effective measure because could that be something that could be put in place around the neighborhood to alleviate concerns? You're saying they don't work.
I'm saying they don't work. I actually spent some time this summer in conversation with neighbors in the area in that section, and they don't work, and they have no peaceful enjoyment of their once lovely neighborhood.
What sense do you make of the city looking at this in the first place, increasing the speeds on these roads?
Well, I guess we're very confused about the role of the Highway Traffic Board and why they're suddenly now looking at sort of this cookie-cutter approach to one speed fits all. Maybe there are some people who are concerned about what appears to be sudden changes, like for outsiders it appears to be sudden changes in speed. For those of us who reside here, it's about common sense and safety for members of our community around schools, playgrounds, and that sort of thing. So we're concerned.
What have you heard from the other side, Judy? Surely there's people in the neighborhood that say, I'm sick of getting tickets on Grant, and I would like it if the speed limit were 60.
Well, I guess what I'd say to them is that these speed postings have been around for a long time, although the contracting out again of city traffic monitoring to private investigators, GS4 I think might be one of them in their unmarked vehicles, is quite a concern to many people because they're in school zones on Sundays, and how does that make sense? But what do I say to them is safety has to always be the first primary concern, and we only have to look to the recent deaths over the last several years in our neighborhood, which is just unacceptable, and Elaine Stoller being one of them on Waverly. And this is one of the disputed areas apparently up for an increase in speed. And it's such a small little funnel of traffic between Taylor and Grant on Waverly, and to put that to 60 in a residential community on a street is just not acceptable.
How many people do you represent, Judy? I know you're part of the River Heights Residents Association.
These are interesting questions that I think Councillor Orlikow can answer, but I think...
Okay, you know what? Then we'll let him answer. He's next.
It's a very large area,
okay.
A lot of people.
Yeah. You stay listening. Thank you for your time this morning.
And thank to CBC for staying tuned and interested in the concerns of the River Heights area. We appreciate it.
That's Judy Plotkin. She's co-chair for the River Heights Residents Association. Well, John Orlikow is with us. He's city councillor for the area, River Heights, Fort Garry. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what have you heard from your constituents about this?
Well, first of all, I just want to clarify, this is not a city initiative. It's very important. This is coming from the province down to us. There's been no discussion with the city. There's been no discussion with myself. We've gone through this process before. It's a hard process, and we've gone through it a number of times, and we keep coming back to the 50.
So what's your position on it then, yeah?
My position is quite simple. We have done our public consultation. We have talked to the community, and the community have decided that 50 is appropriate.
And so what are you saying to the province on this? Stay
out of my backyard. This is not their issue. They're trying to look at a cookie-cutter approach where it's they're taking a theory, which is a sound theory, and they're just sort of laying it out there on top of things. However, you have to put the context into place as well. A theory without context is irrelevant, and that's what they're doing here. Right now on Corden, for example, we have every year we have children that are getting, if not hit, very closely hit, trying to access River Heights School and River Heights Community Center. We have huge problems of getting people across the street. We have a number of schools. We have a number of parks. We have sidewalks that are very close to these streets. There's a number of issues that we've gone through, and it's very complicated. It's not just something you come out from above and magic wand it and say it's all fixed now. No, it's a long, hard process that we have engaged with the community numerous times. So the province should just stay out of this. This is not their issue.
Should the traffic board be allowed to do this?
Absolutely not. This is a municipal affair. This is a municipal issue. They should not be involved in this at all.
What kind of data is there for a speed increase like this?
Well, again, they haven't shared that data with us. We have our own data, and they use this 85 percentile kind of modeling where if X amount of cars are going over the speed limit, blah, 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 this means this. Again, it's just based upon the theory. So that's what they do. But what their exact data is, I don't know. We've done our own data and traffic studies before, so we know kind of what there are people that are speeding. And all I can say to them is slow down. Just slow down. We're talking 10 kilometers. And the amount of safety that's involved in those from 50 to 60 is astronomical. So I don't think for people who want to travel through our neighborhood, just to slow down a little bit. And we got stoplights. We have railway crossings. We have a number of things where all you're going to do is blast up to 60 and stop again, and then blast up to 60 again. So just slow down. We're not talking it's going to be an hour delay. We may talk about 10 minutes, if that.
How many people, you're talking about our neighborhood. River Heights is a massive area with a lot of residents. How do you know that this is the majority opinion, or what sense do you have?
It's always hard, right? So what we do is we have a very extensive called Community Connections model, where we have a couple of thousand emails where we find issues like this that are important to the whole neighborhood, if not just to the whole ward, and we make sure that people have that information. And we did that prior to when the media got this handed on this. And we got some feedback from both sides. On one side, a vast majority, about 80%, were opposed to it, the increase. There were some that believed that it was appropriate.
And what do you say, what concerns do you have, rather, that some Winnipeggers who live in the community or even outside of the community like the idea of increased speed limits?
Well, again, it's democracy. You can all have your own choices, but again, at the end of the day, we have to look at all the data and all the factors and then make a decision. And that's why it needs to lay with the municipal party group for like myself and council to look at all the data and all the different viewpoints, is that we do all the time. And then we make a decision from there. but just coming from from the province as an edict down to us without any really consultation is brutal. Based upon their model, Wellington Crescent should be increased to 60. Wellington Crescent. Why won't they pick that one next? It's a 2-lane divided. Wellington Crescent will go up to 60.
And what do you mean based upon their model? What is it in their model that would make the case for that? What they're looking at right now
is they're looking at streets that are 4 lanes with a median in the middle. So, for example, Grant and Corden have the median in the middle. Mm-hmm. Waverly has the median in the middle. So that's what they're looking at. That's specifically the streets they're looking at right now, the ones with the medians in the middle. And so, again, they looked at all those streets. Again, they haven't looked at Wellington Crescent yet, but I don't know. They may be doing that right now.
Can you trump the traffic board on this?
Again, I've asked my administration, and they're not willing to provide an opinion yet until they see how they're going to be ruling.
And you're attending this morning's hearing. How are you going to represent your constituents?
Well, again, I'll be making sure my view, and I'll be making sure the view of the majority is known, but I also will be respecting the fact there are some people that do want it to be increased. I may not agree with them, but I have to be representative and say that there are some, and I will admit to that, but I just don't agree with them.
Thanks for your time this morning.
You're welcome.
John Orlikow is the City Councillor for River Heights, Fort Garry Ward. The first of 2 hearings is open to the public. It will begin this morning at 10 o'clock at 301 Weston Street, room 204.